Welcome to the Hoops with Us podcast, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Coach Phil Forte. He is an assistant at Sam Houston State. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Just trying to stay safe and everything like everybody else out there.
I hear you. I hear you. So, Coach, first question that I have for you is just tell us a little bit of your journey into coaching.
For me, coaching is always something that I wanted to get into. And when I finished playing at Oklahoma State, I didn't even really waste any time thinking about trying to keep playing professionally. I think I just kind of knew that my time was done. I put so much into it in my playing career. And I just think those 5 years in college, I just was mentally done with it. And I couldn't play at the level that I wanted to. I couldn't keep working out as hard as I could to play um, at the level that I wanted to play at, being 5'10", 5'11". So I wanted to go into coaching. And so I went to St. Louis for 2 years with Coach Ford. And he kind of had a spot open for me as a GA. He was the one that recruited me to play at Oklahoma State. And so I had a good relationship with him and did that deal, got my master's degree. And I was actually planning on staying on staff at St. Louis as a ops or player development type role. And then went to the Final Four, ran into Coach Hooten, who's the head coach at Sam Houston State, and had a brief conversation with him. And about a month later, they had a position open as an assistant coach. And growing up in the Dallas area, which is 2 hours from Huntsville, playing in the state of Texas, growing up in Texas, it just kind of all made sense. And um, one thing led to another. Ended up getting the job in the middle of July, right before the evaluation period. So it all kind of happened so fast, but it was definitely an opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
That is great, Coach. So, like you just said, we all know that you were a standout guard at Oklahoma State. Just tell us about your experience with Oklahoma State and some of your most memorable moments there.
Yeah, my career there was unbelievable. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I think what made it so special was just the people that I was around and I got to play with. Not just the memories on the court, but off the court, and being able to play with guys. Not everyone knows Marcus Smart, obviously, but Markel Brown, the Brian Nash, Juwan Evans, Jeffrey Carroll, some guys that have made it professionally and playing overseas, and being around those guys is what made my college experience so special. And it was a blast. It really was. I couldn't have asked for a better 5 years there. It was the best time of my life for sure. And, just off the top of my head, there were so many good games, so many memories. I think obviously the first one that comes out to mind is a Marcus the backflip at Allen Fieldhouse. I mean, that's a classic. People don't win there. It's a tough place to play, and growing up a huge KU fan as well, that definitely meant a lot to me. I'll never forget, we were on the bus on the way back to Stillwater, and Marcus was looking at me like, "Hey, like, do you think that backflip was a little too much?" I was like, "Dude, no, people don't win here. It's okay. Like, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity." And that was really special. I think they had like a 50-game home winning streak. They were number 2 in the country at the time. And that was a really cool moment. And then my last year, hitting the game winner at OU in Bedlam, which was a big win for us. We hadn't won there in like 10 years. It being my last season, and which ended up leading to a sweep as well for the first time in a long time for us. So those are probably the two moments that stand out the most. There's so many good times in between. And kind of like I said, the thing I probably missed the most isn't necessarily the games and all of that. It's just the memories, the moments in the locker room, hanging out with the guys. That's the best part about playing college basketball and just being part of a team. And that's probably what I missed the most.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, like you were just telling us before, you hopped right into coaching after your playing career was over. What made you really decide, like, this is the route that I wanted to take? Like, I wanted to be a coach.
Yeah, I think just ever since I was little, that's kind of always what I wanted to do. I was never really the guy that had the dream of playing in the NBA for whatever reason. Um, that just wasn't my dream. I never really sought out to do that. And I knew one day I'd always get into coaching, and basketball is all I've known. That's all I've done my whole life. I'm not the type that go sit at a normal 9 to 5 job. That's just not what I know. Basketball has been around my life forever. So now just taking everything that I've learned as a player and trying to give it back to my guys that I'm coaching. And I think I'm in a unique position because I was just in their shoes 3 years ago.
Mhm.
So I get it. I get what they're going through. I get their struggles they're going with. I get their goals that they're trying to reach, and what they're trying to accomplish. And so just everything that I learned when I was in their shoes playing, now I'm just giving it back to them. And like I said, being there in their position not too long ago, it really creates a unique experience for both of us.
For sure, coach. So, all right. So the next question that I have for you is, you just finished your first season as an assistant at Sam Houston State. Tell us how your experience was in your first season.
Man, I guess the best way to put it is probably a freshman in coaching was probably the best way to put it. It was a whirlwind. I got hired in July, and then the next day I was out on the road in Atlanta on the evaluation period. Then you get back. We have 3 weeks left of summer school. We're finishing that up. Then I'm trying to move in, find an apartment. School starts. You have official visits. Then the season starts, and you're recruiting, and everything was just on the fly, and it all happened so quick, and everything was new. Working for a new coach, living in a new city, being around new guys, learning the terminology and the new style of play and how Coach Hooten runs his program. And as an assistant, obviously that was a new step. I was a GA, completely different than being an assistant coach. And so it was just an ongoing process, and I was just trying to be a sponge. And I guess the best way to put it is being a freshman in coaching, and no different than our freshmen that come in. Their eyes are wide open and their heads are spinning, and kind of the same deal. And I was just trying to learn as much as I could and work as hard as I possibly could. And it definitely feels good to have that first year under my belt. I learned a lot my first year. And now going forward, just trying to continue to get better. Like anything, when I was a player, there's always something that you can get better at, and always an area that you can improve. And so just trying to keep it moving one day at a time. And definitely looking forward to the second year at Sam Houston now that I kind of have that 1 year of experience under my belt a little bit.
Awesome, awesome. So last year, you guys ended the season 18-13, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
11-9 in conference play. What are you and the other members of your staff doing to improve this next season?
Yeah, we have right now 7 guys that are new that are going to be coming in to join our team. And so right now our biggest challenge is getting everyone to buy in as a team, as a unit, without being around them. And fortunately for us, every program in the country is going through the same problems we are. And so whether it's Zoom, FaceTime, group text, and then videos out, we don't have the opportunity to be together as a team, and we may not be able to all summer. And so for us, the biggest step is just getting to know our guys and the new ones that are coming in. Because as a coach, I can't coach those guys if I don't have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to them for me to get on them and hold them accountable and coach them up in practice if I don't even know or have a relationship with them in the first place. So that's the most important thing for us right now, is getting to know our kids and have a relationship with them, get them to trust us, buy into what we're doing. And then we'll go from an X's and O's standpoint from there. And just like everybody, we're one day at a time as well. Nobody really knows what's going on during this circumstance. And so we're just trying to communicate daily as much as we can, just to keep our guys informed on what's going on, because we're learning on the fly just as much as they are. We don't have all the answers, but just trying to keep some connection and communication going back and forth, because it's easy to get lost with not being able to be around each other right now.
Yeah, absolutely. When I've done podcasts with the other coaches that I've done, that's basically what they were all saying. It's like, with the new guys coming in, you have to build relationships for them. And in this time, it is definitely different, but still, you got to have that relationship for when this is all over and your guys eventually do get on the campus.
No doubt.
All right, Coach. So the last question that I have for you today is, I know you're very new to coaching. You have 1 year under your belt. How would you describe your coaching style?
For me, right now as an assistant, it's my job to help our head coach and make his job easier. And I think we're just like most teams out there in the country. We're 4 out 1 in. We set a lot of ball screens. We try to get up and down the floor and score as many points as we can in the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. All our guys have to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot. We're not necessarily going to be the tallest team. That's fine. We're okay with that. This year we had an all-conference 5-man who was 6'6", maybe. And so, yeah, it's really small, but he gives us some offensive mismatches. And so we're just going to spread you out and take advantage of our versatility. We won't be the tallest, but we're going to use our athleticism and our versatility to attack you. You know, if I was a head coach, I'd probably play the same way. All my guys are going to be able to shoot the basketball. That's no doubt. That's how I would play, and get guys that can play more than one position, that can play multiple positions, I think is important. That's kind of how basketball's going towards now. You don't have your traditional point guard who brings the ball up every time. Your two that's going to run the right, three runs the left, your four is trailing, and your five's going to post every time. It's even in the NBA now, you see a lot of teams have 2 point guards. It just means you have 2 good playmakers on the court, 2 guys that can go make plays for you off the dribble and create. So that's kind of what my coaching philosophy would be. I would have a lot of versatility, be able to switch things on the defensive end, and have guys that could play multiple spots. And if you could dribble, pass, and shoot, that allows you to plug guys in at different positions. And that's kind of how basketball is slowly getting transformed to today. And that's kind of what we try to look for when we're recruiting and find guys to plug into our system as well right now.
That is great, Coach. Well, that's all the questions that I have for you today. Once again, I really, really appreciate you for joining me on the show today. And I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck next year. Hopefully this coronavirus stuff ends soon so you guys can get back in the gym working with your guys. And once again, thank you very much for joining me, Coach.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, Alex. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.